Hey guys, Joeboy here. Sorry for the delay on the theories. I've been extremely distracted playing Witcher 3, and I honestly didn't want to do too many videos in the meantime because I knew that they weren't going to be up to my standard and quality, and even the last video that I made wasn't particularly good, and you guys came up with the answer in the comment section way better than anything that I came up with in the video. However, I think I've just stumbled upon something really huge from this last chapter. A sequence of events that makes 100% sense and honestly further supports an idea that I had already made. And so rather than redo the whole video, I'm just going to make this one and tell you to go watch my other video on the topic. Yeah, this could be really huge, and I think the connections here are really strong. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So in order to prepare for this video, I think that there's two main videos that you should watch. The first one being Big Mom's plan and then ... marriage ? The majority of that video, all the evidence for the conclusion, etc., I think is really relevant to this video. And then with the Forest explained, I think that that video also ties really well with this one. But the idea that both of those videos basically convey is that Big Mom has a specific interest in Luffy, more so than perhaps even the Vinsmoke. And that she's been setting up all these events in the forest, led Luffy directly to her island with the attempt to perhaps be testing the Straw Hats, and seeing how badly that they want to rescue Sanji. And I'm not sure if I said this in any of my older videos, but there's definitely the possibility available that this whole thing, this setup with the Vinsmokes, has nothing to do with the Vinsmokes or Sanji in particular, and has everything to do with the Straw Hats. Remember back in Fishman Island, she was 100% aware that Luffy was deflecting her anger at Fishman Island onto himself, and that he was protecting them. And then so she went along with his game, basically said, okay, I see what you're doing. If you really want me badly to target you, I will. I will target you over Fishman Island. And then shortly after this, when it's officially revealed Sanji's new bounty poster and that he was a son of the Vinsmoke, then immediately Big Mom arranges a marriage between Sanji and her daughter, when she's specifically already targeting the Straw Hats. It's very conspicuous to say the least, and perhaps suggests that this whole thing is just a way to set up this game in order to test and see how badly Luffy wants to be the Pirate King, how badly he wants to rise above her, what lengths he's willing to go in order to do that, and that if he has enough courage to overcome all the obstacles that'll be in his path, and that she may have specifically been planting obstacles for him. And I've said this before and I'll say it again, gauge Big Mom's reaction to Sanji versus Luffy. She asks about Sanji, and then sort of immediately passes over the topic. It didn't seem of any real importance to her. But when the conversation topic jumped to Straw Hat Luffy and his arrival on Totlin, she was almost literally jumping for joy. And if we compare these two reactions, I think it's pretty clear as to who Big Mom was most excited for arriving. And so guys, I think I found something in this last chapter which hugely supports the ideas that I've just conveyed to you. But I want to make something blatantly clear. Even if Big Mom is testing the Straw Hats, her end goal could go in several different directions. She could be testing them for her own personal enjoyment. She could be testing them to see if maybe Luffy is going to be the next Gold D. Roger. She could be testing them to see if maybe the Straw Hats are worthy of joining her crew. She could be testing them potentially to see if Luffy might be someone that she would want to marry, force into marriage or something, have kids with, because that's just what Big Mom seemingly likes to do. So first things first, Madame Roulet said it almost explicitly, which is that she has no intent on killing the Straw Hats. In fact, rather than try and kill Carrot, she imprisoned Carrot, which further emphasizes the idea that Brûlé isn't looking to kill the Straw Hats. At least not kill them immediately. She even tells us explicitly what Big Mom's orders were, which was to not kill them, but rather let them wander around aimlessly for a bit. But under no circumstances is she to allow them to go and rescue Sanji. And I think this ties extremely well with how they lured the Straw Hats into the forest in the first place, by using the fake Sanji and their desire to rescue him. all this suggests to me Big Mom knows why they're there. She knows that the Straw Hats are planning on rescuing Sanji, and as I stated previously, I've speculated that this whole thing was arranged specifically to lure Straw Hat there in the first place. But we have a pretty clear implication here of the possibility that Big Mom is sort of toying Sanji above their heads as sort of a goal. If you can reach this goal, you'll have to do things in order to get there. It's as though Big Mom knows why they're there and is giving them the opportunity to try and save Sanji. But now guys, here's the huge connection that I made. So first of all, it's pretty apparent that Nami didn't really realize the full implications of going against Big Mom when they first arrived on their island, because she said so herself. In this chapter, she said, "I can't believe, we're going against one of the four Yonko, and we underestimated them greatly." And also, let's go to what Brûlé said Big Mom's orders were, which is that, and then when you do confront them, meaning the Straw Hats, make sure they understand the full implication of what it means to go against my wishes. Not kill them, but make sure they fully understand what it means to go against my wishes. And so in this case, I think that Nami, over the course of these few events dealing with Madame Brûlé and the forest, really came to understand what it means to go against Big Mom's wishes. She said just a ton of huge things in this chapter, which revealed just in how much terror she was at what was going on within the forest. Basically, she said, I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off. We can actually see a panel of it, and she's like crying, she's hysterical. And this is all really interesting when given the context of this information here, which is that the apple juice giant, Lola's father, says that the trees don't stop doing whatever that they're doing until their objective, till their mission is complete. And so Nami wonders to herself, she wonders, why did the trees stop following me? Because they did so for a while, and she discussed her terror, all this stuff, but then at some point in time, the trees stopped following her, which suggests, given what the apple juice giant said, it suggests that they accomplished their objective. And keep in mind that what the orders from Big Mom were, make sure that they understand the full implication of going against me. In this case, Nami seems to understand that. And so what is the purpose of everything that's going on in the forest? I think that it was just revealed. The role of the forest, as I said in my previous video, the Death Forest Game Explained or whatever, is simply put to scare the Straw Hats. There was seemingly no other objective besides that, because the trees, which were given orders through Big Mom, stopped immediately after they scared Nami to the point that they were satisfied with. And that seems to be their only objective. Afterwards, they left Nami alone in order to meet up with Luffy. So let's combine what we know here. We know that the role of the forest was not to specifically kill the Straw Hats, at least not immediately, but rather scare them. And then also, in addition to scaring them, their other job was to prevent the Straw Hats from meeting up with Sanji. But again, not capture them. And so all these things are extremely interesting, and I think fit very well in my idea that Big Mom is testing Luffy. And so with this being said, I wouldn't be surprised, and I don't think you should be surprised, if after the Straw Hats leave the forest, if it's just Luffy and Nami, or if they somehow end up getting Chopper and Carrot back as well, whatever ends up happening, that there might actually be another trial. And another obstacle for them to overcome, an event specifically planned by Big Mom after the forest. But yeah, I hope you guys understand just how important this observation is. The trees are still in the forest. It's not that they've been defeated or in some way incapacitated and that allowed Nami to basically escape them. That did not happen. They're still there. The entire forest is creatures made alive through Big Mom's powers. So the only reason they stopped chasing Nami, as given to us as a possible explanation, is that they've completed their objective. Now there's a lot more that I could talk about in regards to this theory, especially including Chopper and Carrot and how their futures will intertwine with this idea. And I do have thoughts on the topic, but I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here and basically see what you guys think about it. Let me know. Tell me if you have evidence to support this or anything that contradicts it. Let me know what your thoughts are. Like the video if you liked the video. I'd appreciate it if you subscribed. And as always, dudes, have a wonderful day.